coffee bean. Y'all, this is a YouTube channel that's all about coffee. I am a crazy nerd when it comes to coffee. This is my work at home coffee corner. I have probably close to 9 or 10 espresso machines and probably at least 10, 12 coffee machines here in my work at home office. Y'all, if you are a coffee geek like me, I'm going to ask you, hit that subscribe button, show me some love. This is a new channel. We're still growing. I've had a lot of new subscribers. And if you are part of the coffee crazy fanatics, definitely hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification, like it. Like the video, of course, all that good YouTuber-y stuff. Y'all, I'm not some YouTube kid who's like trying to get YouTube famous. I'm just somebody's dad who loves coffee probably way too much. So I'm really super excited. So I really love it when brands reach out to me and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna send you this stuff, and can you take a look at it? Can you do a review if you want to use it?" I'm really really stoked. So first thing I'm gonna tell you right now, this was one of those times. So a Go-Go is a brand that makes a lot of cool coffee gear. And what I really like is they kind of specialize. Oh man, I'm just dropping stuff over here left and right. They kind of specialize in doing like pour overs and just stuff like that. So really cool. This is their pour over camping setup. So I'm going to go ahead and in just a few minutes, we're going to just get started with some espresso, y'all. So we're going to get started with some espresso because I need some coffee. I haven't had any coffee in the morning, and we're going to be trying out new coffee, and then we're going to go ahead and try this out too. So that's something cool. I just want to do it live because I do like a Go-Go and I like everything they've been doing. So I'm pretty stoked about that. The other thing we're going to be talking about is this. So this is Good as Gold, and they're a coffee roaster that I have been loving. And I'm going to tell you guys, here's kind of the big thing. I like buying coffee. I like buying espresso. And by the way, when you go ahead and you click on any link in this video, that does help support the channel. So if you go to Amazon, you purchase from the links that I send you, you don't pay any more, but a percentage of that goes back to my channel. And I tell you, 99% of the time what I'm doing is buying beans. So this is a new purchase, just came yesterday. This is Good as Gold, Gania, and this is a double A. This is a medium bodied, let's say light body with bright acidity, wonderful sweetness, and with a great aftertaste. Now, I have been getting a lot of great coffee from them. On Amazon, they are one of my most highly recommended brands out there. You could see they actually put the roast date. This was done on March the 14th. So I really love that. A lot of folks will just do the best use by date. It's like when a roaster does that, it's kind of like they let you see into their soul. Like, not trying to be goofy, but that's kind of throwing it out there. And you want brands that do that. You want coffee roasters that are going to do that for you. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Hibrew HB10, which is awesome. I feel like I haven't given that one a lot of love. I've been really stuck on my tuning last month or so. So we're going to give some more love to the Hibrew today. We're going to go ahead and use that. We're going to pull a shot of espresso for the first time on this Kenyan. So I am stoked. It's, of course, a single origin. So definitely good. We're going to be working with a bottomless IMS basket from Italy. This is the Night Owl, and this is an 18-gram basket. This basket's one of my favorites. Okay, so that's something pretty cool. And let's go ahead and heat everything up. Get some water poured out right here. Heat the cup. Let me move this scale out of the way. Now, what happens is a lot of the budget machines that are out there tend to use what's called a thermal block. And a thermal block is a system where it does instant hot water. I want to make sure I hold that once. I knew that was going to happen. Oh, I forgot I had the water valve over here opened up. Oh, man. So because it's a thermal block, what happens, y'all, is that it doesn't heat the portafilter because it doesn't have a boiler that's sitting right on top of the unit. So what happens is you want to go ahead and do, if you want to have really good coffee, you want to set yourself up with good results, put through at least one shot of hot water to warm everything up, get it up to temp. That's always definitely a good pro tip. So let's go ahead. And thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate that. I try to go live about, I'd say about 4 to 5 times a week. Last week, I didn't go live as much as I usually do, just because I've been so busy and I've been putting out a lot of, not live, like, regular videos, not live ones. So let's go ahead, get this bad boy opened up for the first time. So excited to try this. I'm telling you, y'all, I just really dig what they do. I feel like they just make really good quality coffee. And it's been one of my absolute favorite local roasters on Amazon. So highly recommend them. I cannot gush more about them because I think they're really good. One of the best things, every now and then I get someone who messages me and they're like, hey, I'm not getting good crema, on their espresso. Well, the number one culprit of that is having beans that are old, or just going to the supermarket and getting kind of commodity style beans. There's nothing wrong with that. That's why a lot of people do use pressurized, baskets and all that stuff. I'm not telling you to do that. Get fresh beans. That makes the difference right there, y'all. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be using my dye fluid scale. Here's a smart scale. We're going to be doing about 18 grams. Oh, this smells so good. It smells like there's like a Hershey's Kisses in there. I mean, that's how awesome that is. So we're doing about 18 grams. There's 13. Almost there. This smells so good. 18.2. I'll take it. The basket could actually take way more than that, but I don't feel like pushing it today. I don't want to choke it. So so I love it. Okay. Like I said, I've been using this Toonie a lot. Toonie E2. It's been awesome. Give a little water for the rust dropper technique. Let's go pull on the grinder here. So y'all, I don't know if you guys have had the opportunity yet to see my video that I did on this grinder, but I'm telling you, this thing has been a gem. I've been really loving it. This is the Chardor 64mm flat burr grinder, and I went ahead and replaced the bellows on top. So that's kind of the one upgrade I've kind of done. Had a lot of good results with these Good as Gold beans at going about a 10. So because I might have to do a little bit of dialing in, I don't want to go too fine. That's actually, I've been doing that a lot lately because this thing is so capable of going fine. It's been rocking it. Okay, so let's go ahead, get these nice and ground up. Using a catch cup. Yeah, I've been digging it. Whoa, goodness gracious. Oh my gosh. This is what happens when you do a live video. What a bummer. Yeah, y'all, this is what happens when you go live. I'm telling you, the gremlins come out. The gremlins come out. My first shot at trying these beans, and oh my goodness. Bummer. That is a bummer. All right, guys. Hey, that's okay. I got to test out my grinder. Oh, he smells so good. Oh my goodness. That might not actually go to waste. That's the crazy part. That might not go to waste here because like I was mentioning, I was going to do pour over anyway. Okay. I am really frugal, guys. There's just no other way to say it. I will literally try to save everything. My wife, my wife That cracks up at me. And I don't know if you're like me, but I seriously will try to save stuff. Then she's like, "Why are you trying to save that? Uh, you know how expensive coffee beans are getting? I mean, seriously, with everything going on in the world, it's been nuts." Okay, so what a bummer. This goes to show me this is why. Like, why did I do this? I don't think I'm the only person that has this happen, right? Let me know in the comments below if you've ever uh, spilled the beans, so to speak. You ever spill the beans? Let me know. Tell me. Make sure that I don't feel like a complete idiot and I'm alone. Give me some self-validation, y'all. Oh man, goodness gracious. Did I tell you I haven't had any coffee? Have not had one drop of coffee. And I'm going to tell you guys something that is insane, okay? I just told my wife this. My wife and I went out antiquing yesterday. We live in Central Florida. Central Florida is not just Mickey Mouse. There's tons of great stuff out here. And we're in the South, so it's a great place to antique. And we got up early. We drove to a small town, kind of middle of nowhere. Been stuck in time. Really, really cool. So we were there, and it kind of looked like fried green tomatoes. And they didn't really have a cafe in there that I felt worthy. I know it sounds bad. I'm not going to say the name of the town. And I never had coffee. And then I got home, and I looked at my wife. I said, I think this is the first day in like months that I haven't had a cup of coffee. Because I am like, I make my espresso every morning. I do these live streams. And y'all, I have not had coffee in over a day now. So when I say I need my coffee, y'all, I'm not joking with you. I need my coffee. So, oh man. Big time party foul. Okay. Oh goodness. And I'm already doing it again. Please tell me I'm not alone. Please tell me I'm not alone. All right. So let's go ahead and try this one more time without spilling the beans, without letting everyone know how goofy I am. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna hold it this time. I've actually been thinking about taking away this fork because I'm not really using the portafilter, but I do like getting the catch cup close to the chute here because this one goes so fast and it can make a mess if you're not close. Okay. Cool. Let's Lord, please help me not drop the beans. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's get the scale out of the way. Oh man. Already a day, y'all. It's Monday. Call Garfield. Okay. Let's make some magic here. Oh man. Goodness gracious. So guys, I'm going to go ahead, like I said, I'm going to start with an espresso shot first. We're going to do an espresso shot, and then we're going to do the pour over here at the end. I am using a different scale. I'm going to be using the Toonie scale on the Hibrew. Shh, don't tell Hibrew. Hibrew, do you have a scale? Send it to me. I'll review it. Goodness. Okay. Make sure everything's nice and clean. It's nice and hot. Okay, let's set that right there. Y'all, I love this machine. This machine's awesome. So this is the 51mm. I constantly go back and forth between 51 and 58. A lot of my gear is 58. That definitely is the most popular. But, you know, 51 makes an amazing cup of espresso. There's not anything really having to do with the size. I love all the stuff that Lance Hendrick's been doing lately. See, look, I even used the wrong catch cup with that, but that's okay. That's probably what happened. I'm telling you, my brain is just like not with it today. Oh my goodness. I'm using this IMS basket here. And the one thing I didn't know, I've noticed that with a lot of my magnetic rings, it doesn't quite hook on the way I want it to. And I don't think it's because it's not magnetized. I think it's just the way the lip comes over. So let's go ahead. We're going to do some WD-T work. Okay. And I'm telling you, I'm jonesing right now for this coffee. My brain is like, caffeine, please. Espresso, please. Oh my goodness, you gotta have espresso. Anyway, I'm going between a lot of my tools here. My son was using a 51mm, so a lot of my tools I've been letting him use, and I just got him over to the 58. The bummer part is a lot of my tools are in my kitchen and not here in my office. So I think I found what I was looking for, though. And yes, I found what I was looking for. Here's my cafe distributor, 51mm. Gotta leave this bad boy out. This is my Normcore gravity distributor. Love that thing. Okay, let's give this thing a tamp. There we go. Tamp for love. And let's add a little puck screen action. Not the cleanest tamp, in my opinion. But with a morning like I've been having and the party fouls that I've been having, I am not going to push it. I'm not going to push fate. So I have been using my Toonie. I really run manual a lot. I really am confident in the Hibrew and the volumetrics. Yeah, thank you so much for pointing out that it's the type of still. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what it is. 100%. And you know, I really love the basket. So I'm not going to really complain about that part. You know, it's just kind of one of those things where I've just noticed it a little more with that particular basket. Okay. There we go. Let's push this out a bit. I have a feeling I am creating a disaster of not having room and using too big of a cup. There we go. All right, let's do the double. Oh, way too dang fine. Man, I knew I was going to do that. Yeah, I'm like so in the red, it's not even funny. But honestly, y'all, oh, such a bummer. Man, I am having one of those mornings where it's just like, I cannot catch a break. All right, y'all. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. See that cleared up? Yeah, it did. What happens is when you kind of overpressurize, what this one actually kicks in and it'll give you this error with it. I'm gonna push it through, but man, that's such a bummer. I haven't worked with a Hibrew like this for a while, so I just had a feeling that I was gonna go. I even said it too. I was like, I think I might be pushing it too much. I still have a feeling this is gonna taste pretty good. That's the crazy part. Yeah, the Shardar 64mm grinder really just, you can take it so fine. This thing can go all the way to Turkish. All right, let's just stop it right there because this is going to be a funky one anyway. But it's okay. I know this is still going to probably taste really good. Yeah, 47 way over. Okay, let's go ahead and clean this up a tiny bit. There we go. Still good crema, y'all. Still good crema. Not the best crema, but to get crema on a shot like that, that's that's a good thing. All right, I need some coffee. Oh my goodness, what a day already. Ooh, that is nice. Yeah, that's very bright. It's very the packaging did not lie on that one. So this is a Kenya AAA single origin. This is a medium roast. Very bright, very bright. That is interesting. Has like an almond finish. That is really good. Dang. Wow. Very tasty. To me, this is more, even though this is medium, it does taste on the lighter side, but I think that's just kind of indicative of being a Kenyan. Wow. Pretty good. Good mouthfeel. Yeah, I mean, this is, somebody's going to be like, oh, it's over extracted. Yeah, I'm sure it is. I have no doubt. At that, I was even shocked at that point that I was getting a flow. I thought I was going to completely stall out. So the fact that I even have coffee right now in my cup is I'm pretty stoked about. Wow, very tasty. I can't wait to put this on the pour over. So y'all, like I was mentioning in the beginning of the video, I'm going to be testing out this camping pour over system by Agogo. They sent out to me. I'm going to grab it right now and show y'all. Ah, man, I'm kind of like Popeye the Sailor Man. So the spinach, I give me coffee, and then I get to my strength. So hopefully the last part of this video is going to be a little bit better because I've had my coffee now. Like I said, y'all, it's been more than 24 hours since I've had a cup of coffee, and for me, that's crazy. I haven't had that happen in months. Oh my goodness. So let's go ahead. Let me grab the pour over and show you all. And I'm gonna open it up, show you what it looks like. So I've kind of been on a little bit of a pour over kick because I've had a lot of cool companies send me over pour over systems lately, and that's really awesome. I really love it when brands reach out to me, and I can do reviews for y'all. So you guys, I can only do that because y'all are subscribed. I really appreciate you so much. You have no idea what it means to me when someone subscribes or leaves a comment. Sometimes people on YouTube, they do things and they open channels. And I was just talking to my wife like a month ago, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to keep going with my channel. I enjoy it, but... And then lately, I've just had a lot of folks reach out and give a lot of kind words. And I'm going to tell y'all, that really, truly means a lot to me. Because, I'm not some big corporate YouTube person, I have a completely different day job. I do this because I love it. And it's just nice. Someone reached out to me, and they basically were saying that, one of the reviews I did kind of led them to getting the tuning. I had someone reach out to me telling me to let them to get this and the Hibrew. So honestly, guys, that's kind of why I do this, is because I'm a geek about this stuff anyway. So when I meet other geeks, they're into the same stuff, it warms my heart. There's just no other way to say it. That might sound goofy, but it's the truth. So Agogo reached out to me because they were digging all the reviews I was doing, which is really cool. And I didn't even ask for this. So I'm super excited to get it and try it out. So this is their pour over unit. It's kind of funny looking at it at this angle, the image on the box. This is specifically designed for when you go camping or you're going to be traveling, you want something that's robust, you're not going to break. This is really, really cool. I will probably do another video with this where I'll put it on a burner and kind of show you guys, like if I was going outside camping doing it. But I kind of wanted to go ahead and just show y'all right now, just unboxing it and using it. I typically don't use pour over systems that are metal. I do have a couple, but typically I really like plastic or glass. Believe it or not, plastic is my preferred method because of the heat retention and all that good stuff. So in the box, you get a nice amount, I mean, a really nice amount of filters. And this company makes filters, and they make a lot of good stuff. So here's the filters. So that's really cool. You got your filters all set to go. You got your pour over, your actual, almost similar to like a V60 angle right there, and it's all metal construction. So you can throw that in your bag. You're going to be doing camping. You don't have to worry about it getting smashed or broken. You know, the glass breaking. It's all metal, so that's definitely really good. So set that right here. Okay. And then you got the main star of the show, which is your canister for your coffee. Now, this is heat resistant. There's two different versions. There's a silver one, and there's a black one. There's a white one. They have a couple different versions. The ones with the paint on the outside, I know that it's like a heat resistant paint. This is really cool because I just know that this is going to fit right where I want it to fit. And then awesome, I could actually use this as a giant milk pitcher too if I wanted to. So I dig that. So that's really cool. Basically put that right on your burner, put that on top, and then, you know, you go ahead and drop your paper on there. I'm going to do a pour over right now. I'm not going to use the metal bottom because that would just make my coffee nice and cold without heating it up first. Really, I think the idea with this one is that you would go ahead and put another vessel underneath it and then use the pitcher to heat up your water and then do the pour over. So pretty cool. All right, so this is actually a pretty decent thickness on this paper here. So I know there's going to be some good filtration. Oh, and then it does come with a microfiber cloth, which is great. I've been getting a lot of these and using them a bit, so definitely cool. Let's go ahead and do a little pour over. So I have been really getting into, like I said, some of my pour overs just because like Movo sent out a pour over kit. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. That was really a lot of fun. Okay. I'm going to be using a decanter to actually catch my coffee. So I have a decanter. I really recommend using a decanter. You can go straight to your glass, but I do recommend using a decanter because it's able to swivel it around and mixed around that there. Let's measure out some beans. Usually pour overs, I try to do 1 to 16, 1 to 17, something like that for my ratios. I'm going to go ahead, set that right there. We're definitely doing the Kenyan. And then I'm going to be using one of my favorite things. It sounds silly, but with the Hibrew, is that I could use it for doing my pour overs with my water. Just really easy to do that. That's one of my, it sounds silly, but all espresso machines could basically do that. But that's what I'm going to use it for. My hot water source is actually going to be my Hibrew. And that tends to be, when I do pour overs here in my office, that tends to be the case. So let's use that. Okay. Let's get some beans measured out. And we'll do some quick math here. I'd say probably about 20 grams. Alexa, what's 20 times 16? So about 320. So I'm going to be probably doing about 320 grams of water poured in. Okay. So we do about 20 grams of coffee, 320 for the water. If you have a really amazing pour over recipe, please share it with me. You know, that's one of the greatest things about this channel. The other day I did a video on the mocha pot, and so one of the viewers reached out to me and kind of told me some really good suggestions. Seriously, guys, I know it sounds silly, but if you do have a suggestion, I for sure want to know. So please tell me if you have a suggestion. That might sound silly. I'm going to measure out my excess coffee here, because I actually think it's about 17. Need about 2 more grams. Told you I don't like to waste stuff. My wife says I'm cheap. I say I'm frugal. There's just no other way to say it. I don't like wasting. I don't know. I grew up Mexican American, and I grew up with a abuelita who lived in the Depression, and my grandparents really helped me raise me. And my family had this rule, you don't let anything go to waste, and that was kind of a thing. And I don't know if you grew up in a household like that, but I did. I remember I'm also Native American. I say that with an interesting way. It was Easter. I've shared the story with some friends before, and I'll share it here, and I'm sure I might get some weird comments, but I'm going to be honest with you. So it's Easter Sunday, and my family's going to get together. We're having a giant roast, okay? It's kind of a tradition, especially in Mexican-American households. Easter's a big holiday. And so my grandfather grabs me and a bunch of us boys together, probably about 8 to 10 boys, says, hey, we're going to go down to the farm. We're going to go to your uncle's farm. And the story's a little weird. I'll just tell you that right now. And he says, pick out the most beautiful fat little pig. And y'all know where this is going. So all of us boys pick out the biggest fat pig. Some of us young boys, I was a young boy at the time, didn't really know what was going on. I was too young to know what was going on. And my uncle, the farmer, shoots the pig. And I'm looking in horror, and I'm all upset. And my grandfather says, the reason why I took you guys out here is you need to know life. You need to know that every time you consume something, there's a price that needs to be paid. And Easter's coming around. It made me think of my grandfather today. And you guys know my channel's called Faith and Coffee Bean. And he said, I want you to understand this because that's what Jesus did for us. He gave his life for you to live. There needed to be a sacrifice. Now, you might not be a person of faith. You might be a person of faith like me. But everything, it's a good story because everything we consume does need to give life. Even if you're a vegan, even if you are a person who's vegetarian, the sun came, something died, and now you're consuming it. For me, it might sound silly, but when I make coffee, I don't want to waste it because I could think that for every little bean, there was someone in Kenya who farmed this. There was farmers that gave their life and their love. My family also owned farms. My grandfather was telling about owned a construction company, but another grandfather that owned one of the farms that we were on. And I just think about that. So, when I spill some beans, it might sound silly. I kind of get to myself and I think, I don't want to waste that because someone really had to put their hard love into that. Someone poured their heart and soul into it. So, again, that might be deep, might not be. Take it as it is. But y'all, I think we should count what we have. I think we should count. Everything should be counted for. Don't let anything go to waste, So if you spill some beans, pick them up, put them into a little container like I just did, and make a pour over. If you all are joining this right now and not joining it earlier, I spilt my espresso beans because that's what I do. Sometimes when you spill the beans, you got to reuse them. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. So I'm right there. I'm doing about this. It should be about 20 to 22, something like that. So let me go ahead. Let's put this on the dye fluid. We're going to zero everything out. Going to even out the bed a little bit here, just so we get the best results that we can. I'm going to go ahead and make a little divot. Okay. Making a little divot, not anything too fancy pants. I have my cup where I'm going to get my hot water. Got my Hibrew over here ready to go with that hot water. Let's angle it over here. Oh, let's zero that out. Nice and zeroed out. Yeah, I dig using the Hibrew. I know it sounds so silly. I don't know. It's a lot easier when it comes to the hot water. I'm thinking about getting a gooseneck kettle. Should be getting one of those real soon. Starting with a pour right in the middle, then going to the outside. And I just realized I didn't rinse this. I usually do that, especially with these white filters. Too busy telling my story. Y'all, I don't know if you've ever, lost anyone, but lost my grandfather a couple years back. And, not to say something too personal, but we just settled his estate. And it just got me thinking about that, those times. And those are the times, when you might have some great times. I'm going to tell you right now, it's always good just to reminisce about that. One of the reasons why I'm into coffee is my grandmother and my grandfather were very much coffee drinkers. And it sounds silly, but I mean, I have a lot of coffee memories. And I like cherishing those and sharing those with my kid. So a lot of times, like this, earlier this weekend, I made a big old Chemex with my son, and we just shared it. And we had a really cool, some really cool Rwandan light roast. That's the stuff it's all about. That's what coffee's all about. All right, guys. So I like doing kind of like a pulsing, dispersing method. So about 320 is what if I go by the 1 to 16 recipe, is what it's saying for water. Normally I do pick it up and do some agitation, but I've been using this dye fluid, and when I do that, it tends to stop the scale. So I'm going to go ahead and just do some agitation with the spoon here in the bed. Okay, about 258. I'm going to go ahead and give a little bit more water and stop it there. I might go stop it actually before that 320 mark. So I think just one more little dose here of water. But seriously, all if you have a pour over recipe, share it with me. I've actually thought about doing kind of a pour over challenge, where maybe I get a couple recipes together from folks that watch a channel, and then doing just like a pour over video. Was thinking about that. So if you have like a winning pour over recipe that you really love. Ooh, I'm actually right on the mark. 3. Man, I didn't realize I was gonna get so close. There's 3. Oh, so close to 320. 320.2. Cool. Wow. It was shocking how close I got. But yeah, seriously, if you have a good pour over recipe, let me know. I really like this dye fluid. I can see the time that's taken right there. This one has an app that you can use with it that will show you your actual flow rates and all that crazy stuff. It's really cool. It is probably my least budget thing on my coffee corner. Dye Fluid's a great company. They are very high end though. They tend to be for folks who are really into coffee, or like if you have a cafe and you're a full-time barista, you're making coffee for folks and you want something just really good quality. Dye Fluid is awesome. I have my refractometer from them. Refractometer with dye fluid is about 250, right about there. The scale is about 150. So I jokingly say I do a lot of budget stuff. They sent them out to me for review. It is honestly the only reason why I have them. But I have gotten so much use out of it. I say that, but I've actually gotten Crazy amount of views. Okay, cool. I think we're good to go. Yep, totally good to go. So let me go and just set this aside. Let's do some decanting here. Give this a little stir. Let's move over the dye food. We'll actually use a refractometer right now. I should have did the refractometer on the espresso, but honestly, y'all, I need coffee so bad. It's terrible. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead. Let's give this a try. So I got my little decanter here. Again, Kenyan AA coffee, single origin, good as gold. Give us a little smell, taste. Oh, it smells really good. Oh, that is so clean, y'all. Oh my goodness. Wow. What a difference between espresso and pour over. Yeah, I could put this on the dye fluid refractometer, but I know what it's going to tell me. Not a lot. But that's what happens when you pour over. So, but that is a very good, tasty cup of coffee. I love a good pour over just because I don't do cream and sugar. I keep it as natural as normal. But every now and then I'll add some cream and sugar. 2.81. Yeah, I'm not surprised. So, definitely not surprised. Y'all, this is really tasty, though. Very, very tasty. Very delightful. Super pleasant. I dig it. I love it. Y'all, Good as Gold's really awesome. Great company. You know, I cannot tell you guys how much I really do love the stuff they've been doing. I dig it. I definitely recommend it. I would recommend it to anyone, especially if you're looking to Amazon and you're going to be ordering some stuff. Definitely. I had this. It came next day. I mean, can't beat that. Coffee with the roast date next day. That's what I'm talking about. Ah, that's delicious. Hey, y'all, I really appreciate hanging out with me. There's just no other way to say it. I was saying earlier in this video, I really appreciate all the people that have been subscribing to the channel. You guys, for a small YouTuber, it really means a lot. And it just, there's times, you know, I was saying like a month ago, I literally said to my wife, should I keep doing this? I keep, you know, I do this. And but in the last couple of weeks, I've just gotten some really awesome encouragement. So I really appreciate that. If you ever have a question, please feel free to leave that in the comments. If you are thinking it, the odds are it's going to benefit me to answer it. So even if I don't know, I will find the answer for you. I'll refer you to someone that does. On YouTube, there is some awesome, awesome folks. Tom's Coffee Corner, Han, you know, you got your Lance, Hendricks, James Hoffman, Coffee Kev. Like, I mean, you got so many great YouTubers and so many cool people that you could listen to. But it's just the best part, and why I kind of do this is I like connecting with y'all. Feel free to also follow me on my Instagram account. You're always more than welcome to DM me there if you have a question as well. And guys, I really just appreciate you. Now, that might sound silly, hanging out with me. If you've made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. There's just no other way to say it. You guys, thanks so much. Have a lovely week. It's Monday. Drink some coffee. Don't spill the beans like I did. And if you do, pick them up and use them again. All right, guys. You have a good one.